Testing. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, Dana, another studio? How can you do this? Well, I never did a podcast episode at a studio this last week. So beggars can't be choosers. Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. And let me just test this really quick. So 1 second. Okay, confirming that's tested. That's good to go. This is a setup that I envisioned for my podcast perhaps a few months ago, where I was like, I'm just going to get all the equipment and then I'm going to have it in my apartment because I have this gorgeous apartment shared with 2 roommates whom I love, and I'll just do it here. And if you're watching this is such bad quality. I mean, I try to pride myself on self-awareness. Like, I am aware that this is not suitable to what you want to be watching, but guess what? This is what we have. I have this light fixture that's actually blinding me in the eyes. I think it's meant for deep meditation, or rather war on terror. I think that's how they interrogate terrorists, is by this light. Yes, I'm threatened, but that's okay. I am so I had to take a deep breath, because the reason I'm doing this podcast on my couch and not in a studio that I have been blessed to be able to record in is because I did not have time this past week to do that. And the reason was because I was grieving. If you listened to my last episode or follow me on social media or talked to me or looked at me last week, you know that my grandma passed away. I was a mess and a half. I have never experienced grief the way that I experienced it last week. I also was in luteal phase. For those that don't know what luteal phase is, it is the days leading up to your period. It is the highest of emotions. It is the crankiest, bitchiest, cuntiest you will ever find a woman. I never actually thought that I was that impacted by my luteal phase. I always just was like, I'm a bitch because I'm getting my period. I didn't even know it had a name. Say her name. Never mind. So my emotions were so high, obviously, because my grandma just died. And then I got my period and I was like, and I have this app called Flow, and Flo knows me better than I know myself. I'm very scared of her. I feel like she could take upon my personality if she needed to. Okay, this is what I don't like about recording at home, is I'm like fixing my hair. Stop it. So what happens with Flo is she gets to know your first period, and then she knows you like the back of her hand. All she needs is one. She's like the period apps. She's like the Elizabeth Holmes of period apps. She's like, 1 drop of blood. That's actually a funny joke. I'm going to write that down. She's literally like, all I need is 1 drop of blood. I know your birth sign. I know your social security number. I know that you didn't pay taxes last year. I know everything that you do not want to know about yourself. So once I got my period, I was like, this explains something, but not enough, because I was like, my grandma just died. Obviously, I'm going to be emotional. But then I found out exactly what luteal phase was, and I was like, it's over for you bitches. Like, I am using the word luteal like nobody's business. Luteal maximus. You know, I wish that people talked about luteal more, because in all seriousness and in all fairness, like, I could go and do the education by myself for sure. But I wish that this was taught to me at a young age, the cycle of your menstruation. I probably wouldn't have remembered it, but like if you had put it into a song when I was in middle school, then I would remember it. Then I would be singing it. I know the capital of every single state. That has never come in handy. That has never come in handy before. Actually, it has come in handy when the people on the street are asking you to name a capital, but then you have to donate to something. So exactly, it has never come in handy. It has never benefited me. I'm always like, Salem? And they're like, exactly. Can you donate? No, I'm in luteal. I want a shirt that says can't talk, I'm in luteal. Because it's me. I am her. She is me. So last week was rough. And I think that something that I really pride myself on is my ability to push through the hard moments. And sometimes it's okay to not. Like when you're going into an office full of young professionals and you are having your grief hit you, maybe you take yourself home. Maybe you have that self-awareness when you walk into that office and you're like, I'm just not feeling totally like myself. And now instead of crying to everyone that comes up to you to express their condolences because you're in the office, just stay home. I think that's my one regret. I don't regret a lot in my life. Usually I go full force with, the things I believe in. I, Dana Siegelstein, I regret going into the office last week. That was not okay. To the people that I subjected to my luteal phase and grieving of my grandmother, consider it done. Consider me sorry. Color me red. It was interesting because you post on social media and not you, me. This is about me. Or maybe you do too. I don't know. What do you do? You post on social media and then like people see it and then they decide or not if they want to bring it up to you in person. And like me having no separation between church and state, aka like my personal life and my work life, of course people are going to come up to me and say, hey Dana, I saw your billion content pieces that you put out on your grandma. I'm so sorry for your loss. Like every time someone said that to me, I was like, I am so shocked that you're saying this to me right now. And now I'm going to have a 17-minute breakdown and I'm not going to go into a break room. I'm not going to go into a conference room. I'm going to have it right here at my desk and then like be loud so everyone can hear. And I'm so appreciative of the empaths in my life and in my office. But at one point, one of them, because it happened 2 days. Okay. One day it's like, Dana, it's okay. You'll get back on the horse. And then Wednesday it happened again. My friend was like, bitch, go home. Go home. And it actually was nice because I was able to figure out what worked for me in my grief. And it was a lot of looking at photos that I'm so grateful to have, videos, voicemails, other people's letters that they wrote on Substack or on Reddit or on TikTok. A lot of people are going through grief daily. And I feel as though it is not talked about enough. If you are missing someone that is no longer here and you want to tell someone, but maybe you feel like it's not the right time or the right place, you can tell me because they were a part of your life. I don't care if it was their time to go or if you are at peace with it. You lost something that was in your life. You lost someone, that was important to you. And share a memory with me, share a photo with me. I am so here for grief talk. And losing my grandma has been a really difficult time. So hard. I realized that when I did the podcast on Saturday, the day after I found out, I was 100% still in shock. I was really sad, but I definitely was not grieving yet because I did not start grieving until Tuesday. And it's been really nice to talk to other people who create an open space to talk about grief and what they're going through. I think it's really also, I touched on this on the last episode in case you missed it, but we just never know what other people are going through. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me because no one is having a perfect day. I mean, if they are, honey, keep it up. Like, I love that energy. But someone is probably thinking about someone that is no longer here. And I think that's really beautiful and it's humanizing, and to keep it in the back of your mind and not see it as such a depressing feat, but rather something uplifting. I don't know. You don't need to walk around being like, I know that you lost someone. No, you don't need to do that. But sharing that you're hurting one day or having a moment of vulnerability because you're missing someone who meant a lot to you is so okay and welcomed. So that's all. That's all, folks. So last week I was supposed to be in a comedy festival on Wednesday, and this was a festival. It's called Knockouts. It's an all women's festival. It's amazing. The work that went into it, like the amount of women that are uplifted in it, and I got the honor to be asked to be a part of it, to be in someone's show. And it was on Wednesday, and I woke up and I was like, question mark. Like, there is no fucking way, because this is day 2 of me grieving. Remember, guys, Tuesday was bad, but then Wednesday was like ... question mark. And when I got to the office, I was telling everyone like how conflicted I was, and everyone was so confused why I was so conflicted. They were like, Dana, you're grieving. What do you mean you feel like you have to do this or you want to do this? Like, you can't, and that's okay. And I went into work thinking, I need to do this. I need to do this. This is something that I committed to. I want to be respected. My grandma would actually want me to do it. That's what I was telling myself. I'm going to feel really proud of myself after I do this really hard thing. And after talking to some wise coworkers, they were like, you do not need to do this. You do not need to do this. And it wasn't doing a hard thing. Comedy to me is not hard. Comedy is my favorite thing. For me to recognize that I am not in the mood to do my favorite thing, not because I'm hungover, not because I overslept or had a late night, because I am so not okay, spoke volumes to me, because that's never happened to me. I really have never felt like I can't do this. And if I go, I think I'm going to be crying on stage. Like, that is how sensitive my emotions were. And then I texted my mom, and my mom was basically like, I think you know what to do. Because I was looking to her what I should do. I knew what to do, but it was a really hard decision. And also I feel like I'm just getting started sometimes in comedy. And what does it say about me that I'm backing out of this festival? I felt horrible in more ways than one, but I offered to obviously find a fill-in, and she was so understanding. Like, people's empathy is something that you don't forget. People are going to forget about that I was supposed to do the festival, whatever. Like, I will never forget. This girl made me feel so okay, because I was so worried to tell her. And she was so understanding. She didn't even let me try to find someone. I mean, I will never forget that. People's characters sticks with you. It sticks with you, and that is why it is important to be kind and to be understanding, and I really appreciated it. So then, okay, I guess I'll fast forward a little bit, but because nothing really iconic happened except I cannot believe I almost skipped over this. On Monday, I went to Long Island to see a client. And I was walking to the LIRR. Keep in mind, I had kind of like an emotional weekend. We're gearing up for my luteal phase. And I'm walking to the Long Island Railroad, and I feast my eyes on this piece of clothing. For those listening to audio only, I'm wearing a juicy, bedazzled tank top. You might want to check it out on video. I'm walking past Forever 21 on 34th Street, as I do. And I look, because sometimes I'm like, I used to shop here, and that's crazy. And that's life, right? You move through life, you go through phases, you get out of phases, you wonder why you went in phases. A lot of regret, a lot of questioning, but a lot of laughter and joy. And I look at Forever 21 and I'm like, juicy? Do you see what I see? What is a juicy Couture Forever 21 collaboration saying about our economy? And I'm here for it. Oh my God. Like, I saw this mannequin and I am not an impulsive shopper. I'm the type of shopper that I see a pair of shoes and I think about it for like 24 hours and then I go back and I typically get them. But I let myself sit unless I just got paid. Then I'm like, fuck it, fuck it all. Throw the dishes. We're breaking dishes. We're buying shit and we're like being crazy and having fun. So I see this juicy tank top and I'm like, all right, I have 25 minutes to make this train. Grandma would want me to do this. So I go in, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about like Forever 21 workers and their lore. And I go in, there's this guy just with like earrings everywhere that you could have earrings. And I'm like, hi, where's your Juicy Couture section? Because now there's a Juicy Couture section in Forever 21. Like, we're in a simulation, I swear to you. So he's like, right this way, ma'am. He's leading me through the Forever 21 in Herald Square. I'm having a ball and a half. I'm also looking at all these clothes and I'm like, I don't even know if my high school self would wear this. This shit is slutty. This shit is not even covering my left areola. It was insane, but so affordable. I mean, I see the draw. I'm like, where's your corporate chic section? He's like, you can try JCPenney. So I go to the Juicy Couture section and, you know, there's not just one shirt. There is a collection of clothing. Like, I'm in heaven. There's a romper like that you would wear to the pool over your bathing suit. There are jeans with like juicy on the butt. There's obviously like the classic sweatshirt with the J, bedazzled. What else was there? Oh, there were a lot of like white t-shirts, and I don't do well with white t-shirts. I feel like the second I get a white t-shirt, marinara sauce is thrown at me, similar to in Glee when they would throw Slurpees at you. I don't do well with white. And so I was like, where is that black shirt on the mannequin, but over here? He's looking. I'm like managing my time because I do have a train to catch for a professional business meeting. And he apologizes. He says, I'm so sorry, but we are all out of the black tank. I said, no, you're not. Mannequin. I didn't say it like that. I was actually really nice. I was like, oh no, you don't have any left? And then he came to the realization. He was like, wait, where is one on the mannequin? I feel like I'm like a ventriloquist and he's my dummy. I'm like, yes, now go. So then I follow him back to the mannequin where we came from. He takes it off of the mannequin for me. Like, the power that I have over this highly pierced individual, I'm obsessed. I have the shirt. Oh, I forgot the best part. When we were like first discussing what I should get, he was like, you're what? Like a medium? And I was like, I'm a small. I'm probably a medium. But like, you don't say that to me. You don't say that to a woman. And that's why I know he's probably only been working there for like a week or a month, probably right before the Juicy collaboration happened. And he had to kind of like get real. So then he kind of guessed my size. And I was like, no, babe, I'm a small. Thank God this shirt was a small. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So then I check out. The shirt was like $24. I mean, you cannot make this shit up. I'm like, we used to gift Juicy for bar and bat mitzvahs. I remember I was so jealous of my friend because my mom, like from the family, we got her a Juicy sweatshirt. And I was like, this bitch better wear it because if not, it goes well with everything that I own. And I check out and then I get the Juicy. The Juicy Forever 21 collaboration is a little upsetting to me because it's almost like the popular girl who graduated college and then ended up kind of becoming friends with like the girls that were always really nice, but she like looked down on them and now she needs them. So is like playing nice again. Does that make sense? And if this is unclear, Juicy Couture is the mean girl. Forever 21 is the group of nice girls that just wanted to like have a good time and play horses but Juicy Couture was too busy trying to level up with Prada or Aqua for my Bloomingdale girls. And at the end of the day, like, the girls who want Juicy are the ones who probably came from Forever 21. And it's kind of a full circle Cinderella story because now I get to have it. Like, now I'm an adult and I can buy Juicy Couture for myself. I don't know if this has created a monster. I don't know if this is a one-time thing. I will say that me having a Juicy shirt is very nostalgic, but also makes me feel powerful. Like, you don't wear this and not get a compliment. No one's like, oh, Dana. No one's wearing a Juicy shirt and then someone tells me they like my shoes. It's so in your face. It's so perfect. It's so me. The last thing I'll talk about today is it's insane that people can just like have a podcast. Like I can just yap. I don't know who's listening. I know my parents are listening. That's it. That's literally it. You could just one day wake up and be like, I'm going to have a podcast. And then you just do it. I mean, it either sticks or it doesn't, but I really love having it. It is so funny to me. So I'm actually not going to get into Shiva because I'm going to do Shiva. I'm going to do a deep dive on Shiva another time when I have like a guest with me that can be hilarious with me talking about Shiva. I think what's not that deep is like Juicy Couture collaborating with Forever 21 because it is so unserious and it is so a sign of the times that like, fuck it. Juicy Couture is collaborating with Forever 21. What are you going to do with your time? How are you going to give back to the community? That's what I want to leave you with today. Thank you so much for listening to Not That Deep. This was a blast. Duh. I'll talk to you on my next luteal phase. But until then, make someone smile, be understanding of other circumstances, and remember, it's not that deep. Mwah.